Next year, we are releasing a new product that will push the boundaries of VR even further.
Today, we're introducing the Presence platform, which is a broad range of machine perception and AI capabilities that empower developers to build mixed reality experiences on Quest 2.
We're introducing 3 revolutionary products of this class.
We're bringing the breakthrough M1 chip to iPad Air.
I'm thrilled to introduce you to a new kind of household robot.
And they're making a pretty big step to get into the online gaming industry.
Today, I'm excited to share our latest breakthrough in natural language understanding, Lambda. It's a language model for dialogue applications.
Hey everyone, welcome to my channel. If you're new here, thanks for stopping by. My name is Nkechi and I'm a product owner and manager heading an agile team in a tech company based in Copenhagen. I have a bachelor in computer science and a master's in technology and management. And on this channel, I provide guidelines about product management and just, navigating through life. So if you're interested in this type of content, please hit the subscribe button. The other day, I was talking to an aspiring product owner.
Are you a technical product owner? Because people refer to it as a non-tech role in tech. So what technical things do you do? Like, do you code? Do you understand code?
That's a good question. First of all, before I answer that, I would just like to state that here, and I'm thinking of creating a video around that. There are different types of product managers for sure. Some are very technical and some are non-technical. And it became more apparent to me that indeed there exist different types of product managers, which is what we'll be talking about today. So this will be relevant for not just aspiring product owners and managers, but also existing product managers. Better understand what type of product manager you would like to be, or what type of product manager you already are. By the end of this video, you would know what type of product managers there exist, either as an aspiring PM or even an existing one. So it gives you a better understanding of what type of product manager you are. Now let's take it from the beginning. Who is a product manager? In simple terms, a product manager is one who identifies a problem and provides solution to that problem. There have been different definitions of who a product manager is, but I really like the one by Matty Kagan in his book Inspired. He said, the job of a product owner is to identify a solution that is valuable, usable, and feasible. There's also been lots of books and articles that talk about product managers, but they all share this the same common denominator, which is a product manager sits or should have a blend of both UX, but also business and tech. So pretty much a product manager sits in the middle of those 3 variables. As a product manager, you have to make important decisions. So owning the whats and the whys. So for example, what features should be produced? Why should we partner with this company for this product release? What specifications should come first? What should we prioritize? So in the process of owning this what's and whys, you will be involved with collaborating with a lot of stakeholders. So you're talking to the UX team, you're talking to the marketing team, the design team, you're talking to engineering, customer success, sales. So in this process, you'll be working with a lot of people. One could argue that a product manager is synonymous to a project manager. Well, I would argue differently, because while a project manager is responsible for the when a project should be delivered and how it should be delivered, product managers focus solely on what should be produced and why it should be produced. So that's the main difference. So simply driving a project from discovery to delivery up until the life cycle of that entire product. So that's what I think differentiates a product manager from a project manager. So a product manager is responsible for driving the entire life cycle of the product. Need I stress that a product manager role is not to determine the how and when a product should be delivered, even though they're responsible for owning the product. That is essentially the job of the UX team as well as the software developers that will be working on that particular project. As a product manager, they are solely responsible for driving the stakeholders that would deliver a product that customers love, a product that has strong customer demand, which in other words is known as product market fit. So to fully grasp the role of product management, you really have to experience it to understand the process. And by experiencing it, I mean becoming a product manager yourself. Now, the product management career path is actually broad, and I would say it's a bit challenging to get into because there isn't a traditional course in school where you're taught about product management. And so people who become product managers have diverse backgrounds. So some people, for example, may be coming from an engineering background, while others may be coming from a sales background or a marketing background. Or I've even seen some cases where they come from a data science background. So it's really broad. And having the different types of product managers, they come in with different types of experiences and different types of background, which is why we'll be talking about the 6 types of product managers. Technical product managers, you have the business product managers, you have the growth product managers, there's also the design or UX product managers, you have the AI product managers, and the data product managers. Technical product managers, these are product managers that often have a background in tech. So for example, they could be coming from an engineering background or as a QA analyst or a data scientist. In most cases, they work with complex products like voice software or payment software or those type of technical domains. While their role may be identical to a non-technical PM, they often have experience in communicating better with the engineering team, seeing that they have a technical background, or also their role involves more hands-on experience on the job. But while they might have that advantage, they may often struggle with looking at the big picture. They may also struggle with other aspects of product management, like the go-to-market strategy and trying to manage engineers by being like an engineering manager, which really is not the job of a product owner or a product manager. And companies where you can find this type of technical product managers are mostly the FAANG companies, now MANG, you can call it. So for example, Facebook, now Meta, you can find them on Google as well and Amazon. And the person that best personifies the technical product manager is Elon Musk, the founder of Tesla Motors. The next type of product manager we'll be talking about is the business product manager. This type of product manager often come from a background of sales, marketing, and oftentimes they could have an MBA or an advanced degree. Role often exists in products where having business acumen is critical to the success of product development. And so most times it's required that you have some sort of experience in product management to be a business product manager and have that background in business. While this can be an advantage for a business product manager to have business acumen and more experience in the business side of things, on the downside, they could struggle with technology. So having to communicate with the development team can be a struggle or cause friction, or even with the UX team, because they don't really have a lot of technology understanding. And companies where you can find this type of product managers are Amazon and Microsoft. And the leader in this field that best personifies this is Ken Norton, an executive coach to product leaders. Next product manager we'll be talking about today is the growth product manager. The growth product manager has been on the rise as a direct need for companies to grow their product and to sustain that growth. So while a growth manager might not necessarily be responsible for a product or own a product or the entire life cycle of that product, they are responsible for owning the business metrics of the product. So in most cases, it could be a subscription growth matrix in the case of a SaaS company, where the growth product manager would run some sets of experiments and reiterate to make sure that they're delivering on that business metrics. Now, a growth product manager, by growth strategy, they could adopt the no to low approach, which is the no approach to the low touch approach. By growth strategy, they might use a freemium strategy or a free trial strategy as their go-to market strategy. So in situations whereby you have a no to low approach in terms of how they approach their sales. While having the need for speed could be great for, product development and the success of a product, the downside of a growth product manager is they might be too caught up in the weeds and not necessarily look at long-term strategy for optimization of the success of that product. And companies where you can find this type of growth PMs are like Slack or Amazon, for example. Someone who best personifies this type of PM is Noah Weiss, the SVP of product at Slack. Next type of product manager is the UX or design product manager. Now, this type of product managers can be found in an environment where the design or the user experience is a must-have, or it's critical for the success of that product. UX and design product managers come from a background with either UX or design and have knowledge in data structures such as CSS or HTML and programming language such as JavaScript. On the downside, a UX product manager may struggle with context switching mode, because as a product manager, you're constantly switching different modes. There are 3 types of mode identified. So you have the firefighting mode, you also have the long-term planning, you also have the short-term planning, where you have to attend to everything on the floor and in most cases come up with a quick fix so that things can keep moving. On a short-term planning, it could be either a sprint planning where you have to plan with the stakeholders, both the UX but also the development team, and make sure that everyone is delivering according to the goal of the product. And then a long-term planning, which could be a product roadmap where you need to plan for long-term for the successful delivery of that product as you continue to increment it. And so they would have to, in most cases, either delegate it, automate it, or eliminate it. And a leader that best personifies design or a UX product manager is Steve Jobs, the founder of Apple. And companies where you can find this type of PMs are mostly social media companies like Instagram and Meta. The next type of product manager is a data product manager. Now, the data product manager has been on the rise as a result of the vast amount of data being handled by a lot of large companies like Facebook, now Meta, Google, and Amazon. For this role, data is actually critical for the success of the product growth and scale. And typically, product managers in this domain come from a background of either a data scientist or a data analyst. And PMs in this role often have a minimum understanding of statistics where they have to query big data and have to run computing or having an understanding of different types of process, like running it through SQL or data collection or data cleansing and things like that. And also a strength of a data product manager is having that strong analytical background to be able to analyze data and to use the data for product differentiation, which makes the product stand out from others and also allows for customization. While this could be a strength of a data product manager, the downside is most times they could be so caught up in the data that they miss the big picture and may not really have the business acumen to understand the strategy and the go-to-market in terms of launching a product. Companies where you can find this type of PMs are companies with large databases like Netflix, Google, Amazon, and a leader that best personifies a data PM is Sebastian Thrun, the leader or co-founder of Udacity. The next type of product manager is the AI product manager. Now, I would say AI product manager is more like a cousin to the data product manager, only it's more focused on AI, using AI to solve customers' problems or identify customers' problem and then providing solutions using AI as well. AI product manager has been on the rise as a result of companies' need to stay competitive and relevant and also automate their solutions. And so the job of a AI product manager is to use, in simple terms, artificial intelligence like machine learning to solve customers' problems. And typically an AI PM comes from either a data science background or an engineering background. And to be successful in this role, it's all about using artificial intelligence, machine learning to identify opportunities for growth and scale and to automate some processes by using this technology. There has been a lot of hype around AI. So the role of an AI PM typically is to understand how artificial intelligence can identify opportunities, but also provide solutions. And so typically an AI PM would have to understand different machine learnings like regression, clustering, and ranking. And so it's important for the AI PM to understand the processes of ideation, feature management, data management, and modeling. While AI can help create products that people love, the AI PM should focus on the customers and not AI. And in this case, having a strong analytic mindset is a prerequisite for success of a product in this domain. On the downside, since it's relatively a new role, there have been high rate of failure in AI solutions. As reported by Gartner, only 15% of AI products have made it into production. AI type of PMs can be found in search engine companies like Google, and the leader that best personifies an AI PM is Anthony Goldblum, the founder of Kaggle, which is the world's largest community of data scientists, now acquired by Google. It's also important to stress that some PMs have a combination of these skills. While they might have a technical background, they could also have business acumen for products to be successful and to scale. Right now, I would say I'm a hybrid. By hybrid, no, I do not code, but I need to understand the requirement specification, because the project I'm working on right now is building a product that doesn't exist in the company. So I have to understand the technology stack behind it. I have to also look at the strategy. So it's a combination of both. So identifying what type of product manager you are or you want to be, it's really important. And that goes back to harnessing your strengths. I talked about this in my last video. If you haven't seen that, you should check it out. But figuring out where does your strength lies. Are you great at stakeholder management? Are you great at business acumen? Are you the technical person that wants to look into data analytics? So finding out where your strength lies and harnessing that would help you in the earlier stage of building your product, also for the success of not just your team, the company as well as the product. I hope you found this content useful. Let me know what type of product manager I missed out. And if you would like to see more of this type of content, please give this video a thumbs up and subscribe and share. I would love to hear from you. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next one. Bye.